Here we are on Horizon 4 and the Mercedes Monster six-wheeler. Question is, can we get up enough speed to get up into the castle? And the answer is no, with a resounding bad landing. Well, that was fun. Since we couldn't get into the castle the way I wanted to, we're going to have to drive up in there. This thing is a tank, as you can see. It is a tank. Come up in here, break some wall, give it a roundabout here to go through the archway. Oh, man, didn't want to go through the archway. And up and over. Couldn't even get 500 feet. Like I said though, this thing is a tank. Let's see if we can fly towards the, in between these two trees like goalposts. Oh! Somersault. Sort of landed on its wheels. This is an exciting vehicle. People don't like it. I don't know why. It's like a tank. It's got a lot of weight to it. You can smash into vehicles, no problem. It just has a problem righting itself once it goes on its side, but most things in this game have that problem. It was a brief shot of this tank, the Mercedes, and that'll do it for now. Can't save any tunes anymore, but I can still tune. I just can't save them and share them since I can't save them. But if you happen to catch this short video, you are in the Mercedes C65 AMG. It's not as much of a monster as that six-wheel Mercedes, but something that we can do with this thing. Seems like these gears are sort of out of whack. A little bit there. Bit of that. A little bit of that. Yeah, so I don't like red lines, so we're going to back that down a little bit. You should stay off the red line with that deal. This is set in I don't know whether you realize this, but if you don't have any camber, you want first we'll do that to a -1, but you want this front caster angle high. So if you do want to put some negative camber in it, which I don't see why you'd ever want to go to the positive side. But I kind of like going -1 degree on the front and -9 on the rears, which means you can back down this angle to about either 6.2, 5.8, something like that. Settle for 5.8, I guess. Alright, I don't know why we got it that high. It doesn't really. I'd say 10 inches is plenty of clearance. So let's go 11. So that's that. And it does improve your braking too, so because you lower sort of the center of gravity. That's how that works. Always want to favor the front brakes to keep your rears from locking up more prevalently. And since I don't run with the ABS on, I always like lowering the brake pressure. It helps me from locking up the brakes. And the differential, my recipe is 50-25 in the front, or I'm sorry, in the front. And this is a four-wheel drive vehicle, of course. And 70-30 in the rear. And then we want to favor the rear as far as balance goes. 60-65% is good. And so that's sort of a quick tune on this thing. Now we'll take it for a quick run around the grassy dunes near the castle here. When you lower the center of gravity down from as high as it was, it's less prone to get on its side and that sort of thing. Seems like it's going where I want it to go. Holding on to the steering wheel for dear life in the shot. Oh, roll it, there you go. We still ended on our wheels. Just gives you a quick view of this thing as we run into a house. And that's how we'll end this video. Just hopped into this 2017 Mercedes AMG GT pre-order car. Go down to the beach drag strip and see how it is rear wheel drive, so I'll probably have a hell of a time taking off. Normally when I try and take off in a rear wheel drive on a drag strip, all it does want to do is spin out. We'll see if this one's no different. Of course, that's because I just want to mash the gas pedal to the floor. So I'm going to have to try and use some restraint and sort of not want to mash the gas, but it's hard to do in a drag race. You want to get to the other end. So let's see how this goes. I am using a regular Xbox controller, so it's going to be even harder for me to control this thing, but I'm game for it. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm going into somebody else's lane. Well, we're making a bit of a comeback, but that was a pretty sad excuse for a race, finishing 7th. We're second off the Honda 2000 that finished first. Let's give this another try, see if we can do a little bit better. But as I said, it's rear wheel drive, and I have a hell of a time taking off the starting line with rear wheel drive. And this time was no different. This was even worse than the last time. Having trouble controlling the damn thing. Well, you know what they say, third time's the charm. Let me give it one more attempt. One more attempt to get down there. I'm topped out in this class, so it's not like I can install the it's not like I can install all-wheel drive right now. Well, I'm finishing better than 7th this time, but well off the pace, well off the place. 2 spots better. And I got my time down, so at least I'm less than a second away from the front guy. Oh well. Take it for a quick run up the freeway, see how it's doing on a freeway run. Matter of fact, we'll fast travel so I can, this is the bottom of my route here when I'm doing this. Right here. Let's see how bad the traffic is. Typical Mercedes low throated exhaust sound. This is a 7-speed gearbox. Coming up to the circle. Don't want to hit that bus. Maybe we can squeeze in between these vehicles here and head up the road. Go through the tunnel. Go through the second tunnel. Hopefully we won't hit anything, since I can barely see what's going on. It looks like it's going to top out just under 210. See if it can handle this turn up here. Of course, I hit the guardrail, which gave me the opportunity to make it. Oh, sorry about that. Of course, in this game, there's no leaving the scene or anything like that. You can just keep on trucking. You can just imagine how many camera phones will be taking a picture of my car as I'm leaving the scene. We go flying through into a tree. I think that's how I'll end this one.